Hello guys, and welcome to the Heart of Racing, your YouTube channel dedicated to the sport of horse racing. Now, I haven't got any news in terms of the horse racing world to share with you. We're going to go deep into the news on Tuesday's vlog. However, let's talk about my picks for Thursday, Friday. Alabaster out in Meydan for Sire Binsuru and Ossan Murphy. Cracking performance, won that race at 11-1. We then had Oh This Is Us for Richard Hannon and Pat Dobbs. Desperately unlucky, lost by around about a nose, but just didn't get the clear run that it needed, but very unlucky. But 15-2, a fair each way price there. Then we had on Friday Get on the Jaeger, for Harry Skelton and Dan Skelton, which was a cracking performance, dropping from that Class 1 to a Class 4. It was always going to be there at the finish. The one that didn't perform was on Thursday, and that was really special, the Godolphin runner. Not so special out in Meydan in the 1,000 guineas, and a 40-1 shock there with Mikael Barcelona on board, won that race. But all in all, a good day Thursday, good days Thursday and Friday, and hopefully more of them to come. And that's where I've got to lead into today. And let's start off with Saturday's runners. Have a look at the first race, which is the 225, which is the Betfair Denman Chase. And this race has Native River in it, who's a Gold Cup. He's second favourite for the Gold Cup. And Matt Chapman's each way pick for the Gold Cup. It was the Hennessy winner, it was the Welsh National winner. Colin Tizard sending out some beasts, he always has been, and this is one of his top beasts, Native River, ridden by Richard Johnson. And I do think this horse is going to give a very good account of itself at 5-4 on. Quite worthily, the favourite is against Bristol de May, who a couple of weekends back ran a huge race, jumped so well for Nigel Twiston-Davies, and I do think this horse will give Native River a bit of a challenge, 5-4 for that race. I'm just not sure whether Bristol de May is quite up to the standard, but if it does get fairly close to Native River, then it could shorten in the market for the Gold Cup. But Native River, if it goes and wins this impressively, it will certainly shorten for the Cheltenham Gold Cup in March. Le Mercure in this race for Paul Nicholls and Sam Twiston-Davies. You know, I think this horse will run a decent enough race. Can it challenge these two? No, I definitely think this is a massive horse war between these two runners, Bristol de May and Native River. But I think Native River is just going to come out on top for Colin Tizard and Richard Johnson. Now moving on to the 3 o'clock, it's a Grade 2 chase, and Altior 7-4 on for this race, quite worthily so. Unbeaten over fences for Nicky Henderson. Nico de Boinville back in the saddle, and I bet Nico can't wait to get on this horse. He hasn't had the chance to ride this over fences yet, and I bet he cannot wait for this ride. However, it's going to be its first test, in my opinion, Altior. It's got Fox Norton against it. Colin Tizard trains Fox Norton. Again, sending out the beast, and Fox Norton could be one of these beasts. Aidan Coleman on board. Aidan Coleman, top man. Love watching Aidan Coleman on the Saturday ride, and usually finds a couple of wins. I think he's going to have a double on the card at Newbury, and I'll tell you why in a second. Traffic Fluid also in this race. Gary Moore and Jamie Moore. This horse came third in the Clarence House last year at Ascot, and is set for a creditable run again. I just think that Altior's going to have its first real test. I wouldn't want to be backing it at 7-4 on, but Fox Norton at 5-2 might have a cheeky fiver on that to go and win, and Traffic Fluid maybe some of the each way money going there. However, if Altior does win, it's definitely going to shorten for one of the big races at Cheltenham, and for Nicky Henderson, I do hope this horse wins because it's a class performer and I love watching unbeaten horses. So I hope Altior wins. However, I'm going to have a little fiver on Fox Norton for Colin Tizard and Aidan Coleman. Right now, the 3:35 at Newbury, my last race that I want to talk about for the Saturday, and this is the big Betfair hurdle. Ballyandy, the favourite for this, for Nigel Twiston-Davies, ridden by Sam Twiston-Davies at 4-1. So it's quite a competitive market here. JP McManus, 3 runners in this field, and JP McManus I think is going to have the winner of this race. Move with the Times is his first string, ridden by Barry Geraghty, trained by Paul Nicholls, 11-2 for this race. However, the horse that I like to side with at 16-1 is The Name Escapes Me. Now, this horse is trained by Noel Mead, and yeah, last run it wasn't too great, but it's a bit of a dark horse. I think it could improve on that run. And Aidan Coleman in the saddle, I think this could be the horse that you might get a double on. And you know, there are other horses in here. It's very competitive and anyone could come through. Wait for Me for Philip Hobbs and Richard Johnson, very interesting runner here, course and distance winner and beaten favourite last time out, and yeah, set for a decent run. But the name escapes me. Just a bit of an interesting runner at 16 to 1 and definitely worth a little punt each way. So the name escapes me for that race, but like I said, a very competitive field and one for those people who like big prices. Right, now let's talk about the Irish Gold Cup on Sunday, the 4 o'clock at Leopardstown, and we've got 8 runners in here. 3 for JP McManus, Carlingford Lot going for this for the third time win. You've also got Manella Rocco for John Joe O'Neill, ridden by Aidan Coleman, and More of That, who's always been a classy performer, also for John Joe O'Neill. Very interesting that John Joe sent 2 into that race, and definitely ones to know. However, Gigginstown, they also have 3 in that race, and Gigginstown the ones I'm going to side with here. Don Polly. Last run back, he was behind Outlander, who's my pick for the Cheltenham Gold Cup. If you want to see my information and picks for the Cheltenham Gold Cup, there's a link down in the description. It's got around 800 views now, so one of my more popular videos, but it definitely gives you a good insight into the Cheltenham Gold Cup. Don Polly, though, creditable also in the Cheltenham Gold Cup last year, getting the place and, you know, set for a big run. Empire of Dirt, very good a month or so back, and you know, we haven't seen him for a while, but could run a big race, definitely. I do think that Don Polly and Empire of Dirt, though, are Grand National horses, so they're the race I'm going to look for them to go and win. So I'm going to wait to see how they come out of this run, and I might look at an anti-post Grand National bet on both of those horses. But the horse I do want to side with is Road to Riches. Now you might be thinking, Road to Riches, he seems to make a lot of mistakes, and he does, but they seem to be on the smaller days. On the bigger days, like this Irish Gold Cup, he seems to put in a good performance. In his head, it almost seems that he knows what the big races look like, and he kind of visualises himself winning. And Road to Riches set for a big run. Course and distance winner Sean Flanagan on board for Noel Mead. And I do think this horse could go and win this race at 12 to 1. The other horses in that race, Sizing John and Zabana. Yes, Zabana a couple of runs back was very good under Davy Russell. I just don't know whether he is up to the class of these runners. And also Sizing John, I don't know whether he could get anywhere near. It's going to be a battle between Gigginstown and JP McManus, and I think Gigginstown are just going to come out on top in this race. Well, thank you very much for watching. It's always a pleasure to have you here for the weekend of racing. If you are enjoying these videos, give the video a like, comment down below if you want to see anything different. If you're new to the channel and well, you're enjoying what I'm doing here, please do subscribe to the channel. It's always great to get some subscribers, and I aim for 50 subscribers by the end of February, so please try and help that goal be achieved. If you do want to help me out, go and share this video. Go on our Twitter page at HartOfRacing, give us a follow and retweet the videos as we upload. Every time we upload, we do share it on Twitter. If you stick your notifications on Twitter, you will be able to be alerted when we upload a video. So definitely worth doing. Do tell your friends and family as well if they are interested in horse racing that Heart of Racing is here. I just want to get myself out there to the world of horse racing. I love talking about it to a wide audience, like I've said before. So thanks very much for the support, and I'll be back on Tuesday to talk through the news and some interesting information on what Heart of Racing are up to in the next coming weeks. So look out for that. But thanks very much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you again soon here on the Heart of Racing. Cheers.